The stars were quiet that night. No battles, no warships, just silence. Captain Raylan sat in the command chair of the Explorer 17, a small human scout ship, drifting near the edge of known space. His crew of 5 had been scanning asteroid fields for lost cargo. Nothing special, nothing dangerous. It was supposed to be a simple mission. Then the signal came. It was weak, faint, almost like a whisper hidden in a storm. "Help! Please, we're still alive." Lieutenant Kara, the ship's comms officer, frowned. "Sir, I'm getting something strange. A distress signal, but the source is unregistered. No ship ID, no planet name." Raylan leaned forward. "Where's it coming from?" Kara pointed at the screen. "From the Jarnath Expanse. That's near the old war zones." Raylan's eyes narrowed. The Jarnath Expanse was a dead place. Once it was the center of a bloody war between the Galactic Union and the Zircon Empire. The war ended years ago. The area had been abandoned, left to rot in silence. Raylan looked at the signal again. It was repeating. "Help! They left us. We are not soldiers. Please." Other species had received the signal too. The Galactic Council had sent a message to all ships. "Ignore any activity from the Jarnath Expanse. The area is unstable and unimportant. In other words, don't waste your time, stay away." But Raylan wasn't like the others. "We're going," he said. The crew stared at him. "Sir," said Engineer Malik, "you know what's out there. Wreckage, radiation, maybe old traps. And the message, what if it's a trick?" "Then we'll deal with it," Raylan replied calmly. "But if it's not a trick, someone is out there, and they need help." The crew followed orders. That was the human way. They set course for the Expanse. Engines hummed. Lights dimmed. The stars outside grew colder, brighter, emptier. 3 hours later, the Explorer 17 reached orbit around a gray planet covered in clouds. There was no official name, only a number, Z6431. No records. No colonies, no cities, nothing but rocks and silence. But the signal was coming from there. Kara tried to scan the surface, but her screen flickered. "Strange interference, sir. Like something's jamming us." Raylan stood. "Prep a landing team. We're going down." As the dropship left the scout ship, the crew felt it. A weight in the air. Not from gravity, from something older. They landed in a field of ash. Black trees stood like bones. The ground was cracked. Buildings, what was left of them, had been burned. There were signs of life once, maybe a village. But now, only ghosts. Suddenly, the signal became stronger. Kara pointed. "It's close. That bunker there." The team ran, guns ready. Light scanning. No movement. Inside the bunker, they found it. A child. Small, alien, gray-blue skin, large dark eyes, shaking. He didn't speak. He only looked at them with fear. Raylan knelt. "It's okay. We're here to help." The child slowly reached out and placed a small object in Raylan's hand. It was a metal disc covered in ancient symbols, symbols Raylan had seen once before, in a hidden section of Earth's old alien contact files. Kara gasped. "Captain, this isn't just a distress signal. This is a warning. These symbols mean returning danger. It's in the old galactic code." Raylan stared at the child. "What happened here?" The child looked up, eyes wide, and whispered one word. "They're coming." Right then, the bunker lights flickered. A deep sound filled the air, like a growl made of machines. Malik shouted from the comms unit. "Something's entering orbit. It's not us." The team looked at the sky. A black shape moved above the clouds. No lights. No IT. No sound. Raylan's voice turned cold. "Get back to the ship. Now." As they ran, the ground shook. Something old, something powerful, had found them. And Raylan knew deep down, They had just stepped into a story the galaxy wanted to forget. But humanity never forgets, and never walks away. The dropship lifted off the ruined surface as fast as it could. Dust and ash swirled below. The sky above turned darker, heavier. Something was watching them from orbit. Captain Raylan looked down at the alien child in his arms. The boy was cold and quiet. He didn't cry. He didn't ask questions. He just held the strange metal disc tightly in his small hands. Back aboard Explorer 17, the crew locked the ship in full alert mode. Shields on, weapons charged, engines ready. But the black shape in orbit never moved. It just hovered, like a shadow waiting for night. Still no signal getting out, Kara said, frustrated. It's like someone is blocking us from calling for help. Raylan turned to the medical room. The alien child sat on the edge of a bed, staring at the wall. The metal disc lay beside him. Dr. Liz tried speaking to him in several languages. Nothing worked. No answers. Then the child picked up a small pen and started drawing on the floor. Circles, triangles, long curves. It wasn't random. It was a map. Raylan crouched next to him. Is this where you're from? The child slowly nodded. Kara looked at the shapes. Sir, those lines match the old Star Relic route. The one that was shut down after the Jarnath War. But this part, she pointed to one corner of the drawing. This area doesn't appear on any galactic charts. Raylan's eyes narrowed, which means it was hidden. Suddenly, alarms beeped. Movement. Malik shouted. Surface activity. Something just came out of the bunker we left. The screen showed 3 figures, tall, thin, moving fast. But they didn't walk. They glided. Their bodies shimmered like smoke in moonlight. Machines, maybe. Or worse. One of them looked up, straight at the ship's camera. Then it vanished. Raylan gave the order. We're not staying here. The ship lifted from orbit, but the black shadow ship finally reacted. It turned. Malik cursed. It's following us. Then take us to deep space. Somewhere dark, somewhere empty, Raylan said. They jumped into FTL. For a few seconds, everything was stars and light. When they exited, the crew finally breathed again. Raylan sat with the alien child. Who are they? He asked softly. The child didn't answer, but he opened the metal disc. Inside was a glowing core showing holographic images. First, the child's families, smiling in a small home. Then fire, explosions, soldiers storming in. But these soldiers wore no flags, no armor, just smooth black suits and blank masks. And behind them, machines shaped like knives. Dr. Liz watched, shocked. That's not a war. That's a cleansing. They wanted this family gone, Kara said. Completely erased. Raylan stared at the final image. It showed a large round chamber, filled with lights and strange markings. Inside it, something floated. Something alive, but not awake. The child pressed his small hand on the image. He whispered, Memory. Raylan stood slowly. He's not just a survivor. He's a key. A witness. Lace nodded. And that chamber, whatever's in it, was important. Maybe too important. Kara frowned. Sir, I checked the Council's old archives. This species, the child's family, they were scientists. Long ago. They discovered something under the old war zones, something the Council buried. Raylan said nothing for a long time. Then he gave the order. Set course to human space. Silent running. No signals. But what if the enemy follows us? Malik asked. They will, Raylan replied. But now we know why. The child was the last of his kind. And inside his memory was the truth. A truth the galaxy was never meant to remember. Explorer 17 moved through deep space like a ghost. No lights, no signals, no sound. They were running, but not from fear. They were running to protect the truth. Captain Raylan stood alone in the ship's observation room, staring into the stars. Behind him, the alien child slept quietly, curled up in a blanket. That metal disc, the one with the hidden memory, rested under his arm. Raylan had seen many things in his years. Battles, betrayals, even false peace. But this was something deeper. Something buried. Something dangerous. In the control room, Kara finally broke the silence. "Sir, we've received a private message from Earth Command. They want a full report, and they want to know why we broke Council orders." Raylan didn't even blink. "What did you tell them?" "I said we found a survivor. And I said we're coming home." With answers the Council tried to erase. Malik looked up from the ship's sensors. "Sir, we're being followed. Same ship, Shadow Class. It's not firing, but it's staying just close enough." "They don't want to kill us yet," Raylan said. "Not until they know how much we've seen." Hours passed. Then Earth came into view. The blue and white planet glowed like a jewel in the darkness. It looked peaceful, safe. But war doesn't always come with fire. Sometimes it comes with silence. A human fleet met them in orbit. 10 ships, fully armed, ready for anything. They didn't speak through normal channels. Instead, one message flashed on screen. "Captain Raylen, do not spak. Do not share data. Council orders. Return the alien." Kara's mouth dropped open. "They want us to hand over the child." Raylan clenched his jaw. "So Earth is obeying the Council now?" Dr. Lees walked in. "They're scared, not of the child, but of what he remembers. That chamber in the hologram, it wasn't just alien tech. It looked like something older than any known species." "What if it's a weapon?" Malik asked. Raylan shook his head. "No, that's not what scares them." "Then what?" Raylan turned to the window. "The idea that someone else was here first, before the Council, before the Empires, someone powerful, and maybe still watching." The crew waited for his order. Raylan finally spoke. "We're not handing him over. But if we don't," Kara started. "They'll come for us." "I know," Raylan finished. The comms beeped again. "This is final warning. Return the child to Edorace your reordings." Raylan looked at the child. He had woken up and was staring at the stars. His eyes weren't afraid anymore. They were calm. He walked forward and handed Raylan the metal disc. The captain pressed the center. A final image appeared. Not war, not destruction, but a warning left by his people long ago. A map of the galaxy and a red line moving through it. A path. A countdown. Dr. Liss gasped. "It's not just history. It's a signal. Something is coming." Raylan looked around the room, his crew, his ship, the boy. "We're not deleting anything," he said. "We'll bring this to the people, not the Council. The people of Earth deserve to know." Kara whispered, "Then we'll be enemies of the Council." Raylan nodded. "So be it." Because humanity had made a choice. To remember, to protect the forgotten, and to face the danger, even if no one else dared to. The moment Explorer 17 sent the truth to Earth's people, everything changed. Screens across the planet lit up with the message. A hidden species, a secret memory, a warning from a lost family, and a powerful shadow that wanted it erased. People panicked, some cried, some got angry. But most remembered. They remembered how the Council had lied before. They remembered the wars Earth was forced to fight. And now they knew the truth had almost been buried again. Within hours, Earth's leaders sent a message to the Council. "We will not return the child. We will protect him. And we will find out what he was trying to warn us about." The Council responded with silence. And then, with warships. Captain Raylan stood on the surface of Mars, watching Earth's defense systems come online. Satellites turned. Orbital platforms powered up. Human fleets regrouped near the moon. Kara joined him. "Sir, Council ships just entered the solar system. 3 flagships, 15 support cruisers, all armed." Dr. Liz stood nearby with the alien child. "They're not here to talk." Raylan nodded. "They're here to scare us. But they forgot something." "What?" "We're humans. The Council's fleet sent one message. You are protecting a danger. Turn over the child. Now." Raylan replied with one sentence. "No." The sky burned within minutes. Council ships moved into attack formation. Lasers charged. Missiles locked. But Earth's fleet didn't run. They fought back. The first battle was near Jupiter. Human fighters stormed the lead cruiser, dodging fire, hitting hard. One Council ship exploded. The others backed away, confused. They had expected fear. Instead, they found fury. Raylan's voice echoed across all channels. "We are not afraid of your silence. We are not afraid of your power. We are afraid of forgetting what's right." In the middle of the chaos, the alien child stood near the command deck. He didn't hide. He didn't cry. He raised the metal disc again. A new light came from it. The map returned. But this time, a new symbol appeared. A place, far away. A deep part of space. One no ship had traveled in centuries. Kara looked at it. "That's where the chamber is. The real one." Raylan understood. The child wasn't running anymore. He was leading them. He turned to his crew. "Plot a course. We leave tonight." "But Earth's under attack," Malik said. Raylan looked back at the planet below. "Earth will hold. Because Earth always holds. But we have to finish what this child's family started. We have to find the chamber." Kara whispered, "If we do, the truth might be bigger than anything we've ever known." Raylan nodded. "And that's exactly why they want to stop us." Above Earth, the Council's fleet prepared for their final attack. But Earth didn't stand alone anymore. Other human colonies began sending ships. Mars, Titan, Europa. One message echoed through space. "We stand with truth. We stand with the child." The Council had power. But now they faced something stronger. Human will. Explorer 17 moved through dark space, silent and fast. Behind them, Earth was still fighting, holding the line. Ahead of them, the ancient path glowed on their screens, marked by the alien child's memory. A place so old it was missing from every galactic map. A place forgotten on purpose. The crew sat in silence. Even Kara, who always had something to say, just stared at the stars. Then the ship slowed. In front of them floated a massive structure, half buried in a dead moon, the rest hidden in black fog. It looked like a temple. But not for worship. For warning. The alien child stood beside Raylan. He wasn't scared. He just pointed at the entrance. "This is where it began," Dr. Liz whispered. Raylan nodded. "Then this is where it ends." Inside, the walls were covered in symbols, some glowing, some moving like liquid. They walked deeper. The air was cold. The silence was loud. Then they found the chamber. A floating orb pulsed in the center. Giant, bright, alive. The alien child stepped forward and placed the metal disc inside a slot. The orb responded. It opened like a flower. Images exploded into the room, light, color, sound. But this time, the memory wasn't from the child. It was from his ancestors. From long before the Council existed. A voice filled the air. Not words, just meaning. It said, "We were the first. We built the stars. We kept balance. But one among us wanted to rule, not guide. We stopped them. Buried the truth. Hid the warning. But it must not be forgotten." Then they saw it. A shape. Not a species. Not a fleet. Something old. Something still alive, floating deep in the void, growing stronger every 1,000 years, waiting for silence to cover its rise again. And the Council had found it, and lied about it. Raylan's eyes widened. They weren't just hiding history. They were waking it up. Kara whispered, so the child's family, they remembered and paid the price. Suddenly, alarm screamed. Council ships had followed them. The enemy was here. But Explorer 17 didn't run. Raylan turned on the long-range broadcast. He sent the memory out, across the stars, to every planet, every ship, every mind willing to listen. The truth could not be buried again. The Council tried to block the signal. But it was too late. Human colonies rebroadcast it. Neutral species joined in. One by one, Council allies turned. Their ships powered down. Their fleets left the battlefield. Because now they all knew. The real danger wasn't the child. It was the ancient enemy rising in the dark. And only by standing together could the galaxy survive. The Council's power crumbled. The truth was free. And Earth became something more. Not just a world that stood alone, but the world that refused to forget. The world that chose to protect a child. The world that faced the dark and lit a fire. The alien boy stood with Raylan, watching the stars. His family was gone. But now he had a new one. And somewhere far out in space, the ancient threat still moved. But this time, it would not find a galaxy asleep. It would find humanity awake.